Hello, my name's Mr. Miller. I'm the chess club advisor for the Belvedere Oxford Street School, and we're very excited to be hosting the tournament that you'll be attending at our school next week. I wanted to take a few minutes to go over some of the rules and the format that we'll be following so that you'll be familiar with this before you come, and as soon as you arrive, we can get organized and get playing so that we can get in all of our rounds and get everybody home on time. The first thing I want to talk about is that we'll be playing as teams. So each team will have 4 players. We will match up the stronger players on each team against one another, second strongest against each other, and so on. So before you come in, that order will be determined, and you will have to keep that order throughout the entire event. Each round, you will play alternating colors. So if your first team member is playing as white, your second team member will play as black, and your third will play as white, your fourth will play as black. So each round, every team will get 2 players playing at each color, and we'll try to mix that up as we go, so each player will get opportunities to play both. The format we'll be using to match up teams from round to round, ideally we would use a round robin, which every team would play each other, but we're just not going to have enough time for that. We're going to be playing 5 rounds, so since we don't have enough time for everyone to play each other, we'll be using the Swiss system to match up teams in each round. The simplest way to explain it is that if you win, the next round you will play another team that probably won. So if you win, you'll end up playing tougher teams as you go. If you lose, you'll play probably an easier team than you just lost to. So by the end of the tournament, it makes for some very nice close matches. So it accomplishes both, keeps it fun by having you play people close to your level, and it also, at the end of the tournament, gives us a very good idea of who finished in first, second, third place, and so on. You'll notice next to me I have a clock. We will be timing the games, but we will have 20 minutes each to make your moves. So it's plenty of time for you to take a deep breath, look at the board, and think through your moves. So don't feel pressured by the clock. Some rules about the clock: once the game begins and you're on the clock, you'll see, I'll hold this a little closer, you'll see the clock is counting down from my 20 minutes in this case, since I have yet to make my move. As soon as I do, whatever move I move my piece with, I should use the same hand to hit the clock when I'm done. So there's no moving and clock hitting. Don't stress yourself out. You have 20 minutes, it's plenty of time for you to make your first move, then hit the clock, so that now the time will count down for my opponent. If for some reason you forget to hit the clock, you can always hit it as soon as you remember, provided your opponent's still moving. Or if your opponent forgets, you can remind them, but you're not obligated to, and that's their mistake, and they might lose a little extra time, but we don't have to worry about that. If someone runs out of time, it's your job to point that out. If your opponent runs out of time, you can just simply raise your hand, someone will come over, and provided that you have enough material to still theoretically win the game, you will win based on the time running out for your opponent. So that's something to keep an eye on. The other rule I want to review is something called the touch move rule. And if you play any competitive chess, this is the way it's always done. So it's good that we learn and get used to it now. It might sound a little intimidating. It's really not that difficult. If you have problems, just sit on your hands until you know what you want to do, and then move the piece. Because once you touch a piece, you will be obligated to move that piece unless there's no legal way to do so. So, for example, if I'm just thinking and I'm touching a piece, fortunately I can't move this because it's trapped, so I wouldn't have to move this. But if I touch this piece, I have to make a move with that piece. If there's something, supposing some piece is out of place, and you just want to fix it, you can say adjust, and then just simply move the piece back to the center of the square. And in that case, you don't have to move the piece. You made your intentions clear that you're just adjusting the board, and that rule doesn't apply. if for some reason you have any questions about this, or during play it comes up, feel free to just raise your hand, and one of either myself or one of the other advisors from one of the schools will come and help you resolve any questions you have. That's about it. I just hope you all come, have a great time. I'm really looking forward to it, and best of luck. We'll see you at the tournament.